What is up, guys? Flossy Missiles here. In today's video, we're gonna try to get the C10 started up for the very first time. It's been sitting for 10 years, so some of the things I'm gonna do is pull all those plugs, 4 on each side because it's a V8. Pull those plugs, get some ATF in all the holes, let it soak a little bit. Hopefully, if it was stuck a little bit, it might free up. Maybe crank it over by hand a few times. Drop the gas tank. The gas tank's right below the passenger footwell. It's right here. Drop the tank, clean it out, get some new gas in there. Just go over the little stuff and put a battery in it. Oh yeah, no battery, so battery goes right there. Luckily, this battery tray isn't rusted out. I'm kind of shocked. So put a battery in it, and let's see if this thing starts up. I don't know if I'm gonna change the oil right away. I'll probably change the oil after the first startup to make sure it just starts up even, because I don't want to put new oil in it and end up having to pull the motor anyways or something like that. But hopefully everything goes smooth. So now I'm just in the engine bay and I'm gonna pull all these spark plugs. The only way you can really work on this thing is if you're actually in the engine bay. You always hear old timers talking about, I used to be able to work on my car sitting in the engine bay. I know what they're talking about. It's like you can't even lean over because the engine's so far in the middle of this thing. But yeah, I'm gonna pull all these plugs. So I have this syringe and I'm just gonna do a cap full of this Kia automatic transmission fluid in each cylinder. So there's just these 6 bolts holding the gas tank in. Nothing too crazy. A few fuel lines too you gotta deal with, but nothing major. So far everything's been pretty easy to work on. It's nice not working on something that's super rusty because this kind of stuff will still come out, even if it's on the bottom. Good thing about being a California truck, hopefully everything else goes as smoothly as this did, and hopefully this actually drops out right now. I think it'll just drop out. Oh my gosh, it's really freaking heavy. Oh my gosh. Let me get a jack underneath of it. I think it might have fuel in it still, which was my worry. That's the gas that just came out of the tank. It's like straight up dookie water. And I can also hear rust in there, so I'm bummed out about that. Because getting rust out of these old tanks is not fun. I guess what I'm gonna try to do is pop this top off right here and see if I can get in there and clean some of it out and maybe reseal the inside of it. That's a bummer, but it's to be expected. My tank doesn't look savable. It's disgusting in there. It'll, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just totally rusted out. Same with my fuel sending unit. Luckily there's a place right on the road. I think it's like 2 miles away from me, 3 miles away from me, that carries like all C10 parts. So I'm gonna go there and try to get a fuel tank, try to get this new sending unit, plugs, little grommets and little rubber pieces for the motor, all this stuff is all rotted out. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get this thing fired up. All right, so I'm at Brothers Trucks right now, and this place is crazy. It's literally 2.5 miles down the road from my house. They got all kinds of grills and lights and tons of C10 stuff here. It's pretty amazing. And literally, I had no idea, but it was right down the street from my house. Also, they got this Blazer out here, all restored. Looks killer. So yeah, I just spent 250 bucks on some parts. Super excited, all new gas tank stuff. So we should get that thing running today. I don't think you guys will be able to tell because it's so dark, but all this is freshly painted with that Rust-Oleum right there. And it came out really, really good. Now let's go ahead and unbox that fresh gas tank. This is the fuel sending unit. This thing almost cost as much as the tank. Mine was so shot, I definitely needed this new one. Got a piece of rubber on there. Drop this in. Just painted up the gas tank straps and I'm gonna wait for those to dry. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and gap my spark plugs, put the battery on it, see if it'll even turn over, shoot all that ATF, the rest of it's in the cylinders, all the way out of it, and then install the spark plugs. Got a new battery in this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and try to crank it over. Hopefully the starter has power going to it. It looks like the wires are set up for that. So if it does crank over, ATF should be squirting out everywhere. So we'll see how that goes. So it cranked over pretty smoothly and it actually sounded pretty consistent the way I was cranking. As you can see, there's ATF all over my headers now, so that's gonna smoke if it does start. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw those spark plugs I just gapped back inside this motor. I'm also gonna throw some dielectric grease on one side and some anti-seize on the other side, just in case I'm having to pull these things in and out. I don't want them to be any issues at all, but yeah, there's ATF all over everything over here. So I'm stoked it cranked over so easily, and it sounded really smooth. It didn't sound like any weird noises, no knocking, but obviously it's just cranking over by the starter. But we'll see when it actually goes to start up. All the plugs are in. The straps are placed on the new fuel tank. I went ahead and painted them. I got the tank kind of dirty in the process because I've been knocking it around and I got greasy hands. But the new rubbers are on as well, so there's a rubber piece on the bottom that wraps all the way around on both sides. And yeah, it's getting really close to being able to drop it back in. I'm not sure if I have enough rubber hoses of the right sizes, because there's like 3 different size hoses on this thing. There's like a 3/8, 1/4 inch, and I think there's even a bigger one than that, like a 1/2 inch. So for like the breather, we'll see if we can get it in tonight. If not, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put a fuel tank, you know, inside the engine bay or outside the engine bay and have a hose coming out just right into the fuel pump and see if I can start it like that. But I'll try to get the gas tank in. So it turns out I am a fuel line short for installing the gas tank tonight, so I'll have to wait for tomorrow. But I want to see if this thing fires up tonight. So right now I'm rerunning the lines to the carburetor, out of the fuel pump, and I'll run it just straight into a fuel jug. I picked up this little filter from AutoZone just in case the fuel pump has any crap in it or the old lines have any stuff in it. So hopefully I can catch anything when I rehook up everything back up. But yeah, right now, like I said, I'm just measuring stuff and cutting it. I'm gonna put this right here. And I think that's a good spot for it. It's about where the other one was at. And then I'll have a line go straight down. This is the fuel pump right here. And we'll see if she fires up. Starbucks, anyone? Okay. Got that. Okay, so we're getting close to starting this thing up now for real. I just had to go rescue my mom because her battery died. For some reason, it seems like I'm the battery guy lately. Anyways, I'm gonna add some gasolina to the carburetor. We pulled off the intake. I got all the lines all in and all that stuff. So, give it a little splash ski. Oh, this thing's gonna catch fire. I'm spilling it everywhere. Okay. This one's gonna go right here. There's my fuel tank.
I'm scared.
That is so not stable. Alright, I need to stable that somehow.
Oh my gosh.
Stable.
This is ghetto. You're going a whole level up of sketch
Maximum
now.
sketch.
Maximum sketchiness.
5 gallons of gas.
He wants my face right in it.
In an engine bay that hasn't ran in 10 years. It's gonna backfire and blow everyone to smithereens.
Yeah, I'm a little scared.
Come check out the system. Voila! There we go. 5 gallon of gas.
Oh man, it stinks.
It should. Alright. Take 2. A little bit of the sauce. And idled even.
That's pretty crazy.
What's up, dude. It's alive. That's pretty good, huh? Wow, I'm excited.
A little bit of smoke. It looks a little easy.
It's in for 10 years. I mean.
Yeah. It's got a little something in her.
How cool.
Ugh, keep stepping in her gas. A little bit of smoke.
Huh?
A little bit of smoke. Quite a bit of smoke.
I'm so excited. And listen to that exhaust note. Dual exhaust and runs good. It's idling like right off the bat like this. I didn't get the tank in like you saw from Allie's video. I'm just running on that 5 gallon, which is right next to all the sketchiness. But idling no problem really. Really stoked on how this thing is coming out so far. Hopefully I get that tank in tomorrow and it'll just run right off the tank and be good to go. I went ahead and threw on the lights. All the lights work on the whole thing except for this one right here, the driver's side headlight, and this little side marker. But rear tail lights are working, brake lights and blinkers all work good. So I'm stoked on that. And I don't think my temperature gauge is working because it shows that it's not hot at all. It's been idling for, like I said, at least 10 minutes now. So I think it would have gone up, I don't know though. I'll have to look more into the wiring, but I put my hand across the radiator and it's not really too hot. But man, look at that thing. It's just literally just sitting there idling. So stoked on it. But that's where I'm wrapping up for today's video. If you like today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more car content. Thank you so much for watching.